Hello friends, welcome. My name is Eric from Rapid Flow. I'm making a video to show you the plugin that just dropped from Louder Than Liftoff in collaboration with Plugin Alliance. It's the Silver Bullet MK2. It's an interesting unit, I think, and so I decided to make a video showing you how does this sound for techno, for electronic music, and I'm actually going to be shooting it out against some pretty heavy-duty outboard in my studio. So this isn't a super fair comparison, but because I know the quality that these guys do, I think it'll be an interesting thing to do to see how it fares against stuff from, we have NEVE running up against it, we have some WES Audio stuff coming up. So yeah, let's have a listen first and let me show you what it is that I have done with this setup. So what you're listening to now is this track, which is a full in-production track, so it's all high-res files going to my outboard, as you can see here. There's of course some limiting going on here also. There's a Pro 2, Pro L2 playing on this. But I've decided to leave quite a bit of dynamics in it. That's it. So the outboard mastering chain that we're hitting here, let me switch back to this cam so I can show it to you. We're going into a WES Audio RHEA. So it's a Varimu compressor. We're going into a WES Audio Pultec emulation. Both of them have the total harmonic distortion switched to medium. The WES Audio is just doing a couple of dB of compression, the RHEA, and also the Pultec, it just has a little bit of a boost, nothing major. That's what's happening here, but then we also have the incredible Rupert NEVE Designs Master Bus processor running as a final sort of sweetener and processor, stereo widener, etc. So that's what you're hearing. Let's go back to it and have a listen. So let's switch over to the Silver Bullet now. Tried to make these switches pretty instantaneous, and I've taken care to level match these as closely as I could. So let's have a quick check. This is the Silver Bullet level match, level check, which you can see up here. Analog chain is a tad louder. Let me just bring this up a bit so that it's really a fair competition or match up as possible. So that's really close. So honestly, I mean, first of all, it's incredible that software these days has gotten so good that you can get such a great sound out of a plugin. And the reason why I dare to do this very unfair comparison, my apologies to Bill and the other wonderful people at Louder Than Liftoff in advance, is because I guessed that it was up to the task. Because I actually use some of their outboard already. I have two Chop Shop EQs here, as well as some of their amazing color modules in my rack, and I know just how incredible the Louder Than Liftoff stuff is. Yeah, really interesting company doing super high-grade, innovative audio tools at what I think is actually really reasonable prices. And if you haven't checked out their color modules, it's a really great place to start. Either the do-it-yourself RHEA or their own holders for the modules. They're like little preamp cards that give you really analog mojo and vibe without breaking the bank. Like a card is $80 to $120 or something. So yeah, super cool if you want to get into the API 500 system. So let's go back to this project and let's try a little bit what the Louder Than Liftoff has in it, the Silver Bullet MK2. So let me bring up the frequencies again. So yeah, it really does its thing. So let me talk you very quickly through what you have on the front here. Just, I mean, there's going to be tons of reviews, so I want to just keep this mostly about the audio, but okay. This here you can select in essence which parts of it will be activated. Mix means everything is selected. I'm not touching the polarity inversion. This is API type sound, NEVE type sound, API into NEVE, NEVE into API. This is switching in the mojo sections, as you can see here, which are gain linked, meaning you keep unity gain even if you boost it, which is fantastic that they've done that. I think that's great. This Mojo C here is interesting. This is a model actually of a color module. It's the Hitmaker 4000, which obviously is an SSL-inspired device. I have a similar one in my rack, and yeah, it does some really cool stuff. Don't be surprised if you start to use it that it feels a bit crunchy, but it just adds like a really interesting level of distortion, which is very cool if you bring it in just minimally. This circuit bend basically makes it sound broken. Can be cool, I'm sure, if you're doing some weird stuff, but I've left that off. This dyno realism is sort of how much shift there can be allowed between left and right, etc. So I think analog one is the closest model they have. The symmetric one is sort of a perfect one. There's like, you know, it explains to you all this stuff here if you want. And I've just chosen analog one because it's a close model, but it gives it some space to breathe. And then here there is a low cut filter. I think I'm getting a visitor in the studio, my missus. Hello, I'm recording, darling. You give me 10 minutes? Yeah, I'm almost finished. This time, no sandwich. I'm out of luck. So there's a low cut filter here at 25 or 50 hertz. It has a little bump emulating apparently like a tape tile vibe. I put it on 25 hertz. It's great to have a clean low cut. Then you can do a low frequency boost, which I like on body. The sub stuff already, there's a lot of powerful subs in here. There's a high frequency boost, which I've put more towards the mids. And then there's an air band, which lifts it a bit. This vintage makes it sound apparently more like a British console. I'm sure it's taking some of the ultra highs off. And the aspect ratio gives it a bit of width enhancement. So let me show you what these modules sound like one by one. Right now, just the API inspired Mojo Bringer. Let's go to the NEVE. Let's listen to API running into NEVE. And that's NEVE into API. honestly, they all sound really great. I think right now, sort of for the low end, I'm liking the NEVE into API, although, yeah, they both sound really, really good. Then let's now bring in this Mojo C, so color modeling. How it brings the mids forward just a little bit. It's really nice. Let's run over to the EQ. That whole EQ sounds amazing. I wish there was a way to boost mids a little bit more. I find often in my productions I'd like to push the mids just a little, but this does get you pretty close. And let's just, to finalize, do a comparison of vintage on-off and aspect ratio on-off. So as you can hopefully see, I'm switching in sort of instantaneously between the plugin and this pretty crazy outboard chain, which is actually running through some Prism Orpheus converters in the rack. It's just one conversion and then it's being routed from unit to unit in the patch bay. Honestly, congratulations guys at Than Liftoff and at Plugin Alliance, because this thing sounds amazing, incredible. As you can see, I'm running a trial here. No one's sponsored me to do this comparison. I don't own this plugin yet, but hearing this, I may very well have to get it. Yeah, I cannot believe how good software emulation has become, and actually the fact that someone modulated one of these modern classics, one of these units that at the moment is, or actually since a few years, is in very high demand because of the amazing things that it can do. I'm really grateful Plugin Alliance got together with Than Liftoff to model this, because they do great work on their models, on their recreations, on their virtualizations. Yeah, and it's unbelievable how good this thing sounds compared to an outboard chain that is costing somewhere in the region of like $5,000, not even considering the converter. So well done, amazing. I hope that this video has been useful to you. I'm actually a little bit blown away myself, because I only started using this morning, and just hearing now how good it can sound compared to my big fancy schmancy outboard chain, it's really, really impressive. So yes, if you do electronic music, if you do sort of techno, four to the floor stuff, definitely a plugin I can recommend checking out to add some vibe, mojo, and lift to your tracks. I know I'll be using it in the future for sure, especially while traveling. Great option to have. Let me run you through a bit more of this track in a demo, and that will be it from me. All right, I hope you have a great time in the studio. Don't forget to check out rapidflow.shop for plugins, for templates and sample packs that we do for Ableton, Bitwig, FL Studio, and Logic Pro, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye. you.